Hello, hello, everybody. It's Renee, and we are off on a beautiful Facebook Live. Oh, my goodness. Happy Wednesday. Do you remember? I always love to see that commercial with Joe the Camel, and the camel's like, Happy Hump Day. And he's going through the office, Happy Hump Day. And so today is Happy Hump Day. So I'm so happy that you guys are joining me. If you're joining me live, make sure you come over on the comments and just say hi to me. Send me hearts if you feel like you need to. That would be always wonderful. Hearts are great. And I'm going to go right into this. So, the other day I did a live stream and we talked about the different things that you can do to lose the inches best, specific moves, all that good stuff. And then I announced that I'm doing a live online personal group coaching for form tips, which I'm really excited about. And so then after I asked, okay, so basic workout plus, right, our 15-minute workout, which moves do you feel are the most challenging to you and why? And I love listening to the answers. Thank you so much to all of you who took the time to answer that. Really, was there anything in there that I was shocked about? No, not really. So the main moves that we got were, okay, plies, my knees hurt, I can't do the whole thing, it's very aerobic. I get that. And plies are a great move. It is probably one of the most cardio move in T-Tapp specifically because you do go a little bit faster. And with knees, it just depends on where your knees are in terms of knee health. And there's lots of different variations that you can use for the plies to make sure that you get a great result with them without troubling the knees. So those are some of the things that we'll go over. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Nancy. Thanks for saying hi to me. Love it. Love it. Thanks for being on. So plies were a big one. Organs in place. I know people are like, what is this about? I've got too much fluff. I'm not feeling my organs. So I just want to say this one about organs in plus. I know that, but here's all you're trying to do. I want to give you the top, just look down on organs in place, especially I'm talking about really in standing. And what are we doing with that in box? I want you to think about this, okay? With gravity and time start to shift all of our parts. Should I say that? The lady parts, the digestive parts, all the parts down. That's what gravity does, right? We're standing, everything gets pushed down. So all organs in place is meant to do is we're pushing up all the stuff that gravity is pushing down. And we're holding it up there, okay, with our fingers, hopefully vertically like this. So you're pulling it in and you're holding it there. Then you're going to push down and lift because you want to be able to get your torso weight up out of the hips, okay? That's that push. And then you just are going to do a bit of a side stretch. So you're going to feel it. I'm going to get up on the tippy so you can see this. You're going to feel it right here, okay? And when you go over, one of the things you want to work on is not dropping the ribs on this side. It's keeping those ribs up when you come over on both sides. And if you're not sure, even just do this. Get yourself with your feet with a bend and a tuck, lifting up in the torso weight, and go over. What you're going to find is most of us drop. Do you see the difference where we're like, okay, I'm over, but this is tiring, so I'm just going to drop here. Then you're not going to get the same results. All right, I'm going on a little bit. Tell me more about the organs. So again, all you're doing is you're just taking whatever you got down there. Even if you don't feel like you're lifting an organ or you just have too much fluff, that's not the point. You're pushing in and you're pulling up whatever you can pull up. Once it's all up, now, as you do some of these things, even if you do some turns, what are you doing? You're creating a spinal girdle. You're working those transverse abs with your tilts to start to cinch those belly muscles and everything in. So you're holding in what gravity is trying to push down. You're lifting and bringing it in. That's essentially what you're doing with organs in place, okay? Hopefully just that visualization will really help you when you go to do that. So I wanted to mention that about organs in place. All right, what other ones? Oil wells. I know. Oil wells are always challenging. And for me, the biggest thing is helping people to understand how to get into a flat back. And so many of us are so weak, maybe not really the right word, where our bodies we're locked up in our torsos. When you are sitting all the time, when we're tense, do you think you guys are a little stressed maybe? Some stressful things going on? Probably. So what we do, the body automatically, for safety, pulls everything up and in. This is right. Can't you even see that when people are in fear, they're crouching, right? What do we do when we're in fear, when we're stressed? We're protecting ourselves. This is what the body automatically does. So all this is locked up and we're just shallow breathing. And that locks up both the shoulders and the hips. And now we're like all one unit. We can't really turn. We can't get a good pelvis turn. We can't do as much curl and scoops. We're just like curl, scoop, like all one unit. And so that's some of the work that we really do with T-Tapp. And again, with my somatic stretches, understanding how you've got to unlock the body. We have to unbind that fascia. Yes, there we go, the F word, because the body is encased in fascia. And when that you're not moving, the fascia binds up and dehydrates. And now you can't get in there. So it's so about getting movement, moving. So a lot of what we're doing with T-Tapp is that fascia moving. So going back to oil wells, you have to be able to go over and give yourself big shoulder rolls. So I love to teach oil wells because especially when you draw back, understanding how to do it without bringing knees forward, you can really release the back and then get some good upper body movement as well. So we're going over that one. And of course, what's the biggest one that nobody ever understands? T-Tapp twist. Yes. And people are like, I just don't get it. I want to understand it. And I love T-Tappers. I love T-Tapping women so much. And one of the things that I have always said, and I will stick to it today, is T-Tapp has always attracted really intelligent women. That's who comes to it, because it's not just a workout. Let's face it, we can work out. We can, get on the treadmill and mindlessly do that. And we can do all these other workouts, but they don't also engage brain body. I mean, there's a lot more brain body now, of course, with yoga, etc. But especially way back when Teresa first started, there really wasn't much. And it is its own philosophy. There's really only a few principles you really need to kind of embody and understand to be able to get the best results. But it is its own philosophy. And I find T-Tappers I want to know all about it. And that's phenomenal. And I love it because I love to teach all about it, as you know. But I do want to make one caution about that. And that is, there's also a tendency for paralysis through analysis. I can't tell you how many T-Tappers over the years I know, they would get on the forums and they would just talk about the workout. Now, they didn't really do much with the workout, but we talked all about it. So it's you'll have a lot better success if you actually do it than if you just talk about it. But I certainly understand the wanting to understand what it is. So I'm just going to give you 1, 2, 3. This is the easiest way to understand what the twist is doing. Now, this is whether you're doing twist stretches or the full Monty going all the way down. Here's the deal. You ready? Here's my big secret. And hey, Pam and Sally, I didn't get to say hi to you. I see you're there. Thanks. All right. The whole idea is you're putting your body in alignment. Now, first, right, we have the feet in alignment with the knees bent. Our tailbone is down. We've lifted our ribs. We're doing all that. The key is you're keeping, as much as possible, your hips level to the front, okay, your pelvis, while you turn the shoulders all the way to the side in a straight line. So if you could see my lowers, my hips, if I are going that away, my shoulders are going this away. Now, why is that so challenging? And what's going on with that? Well, think about this. We have our beautiful spine that goes down the center. Then we have our pelvis that's level at the bottom. and we have the shoulder girdle. That's always so hard for me to say. That thing up here. So if you want to engage every muscle here and get that beautiful lymphatic pump as well, we need to take that spine, right, from all those beautiful vertebrae, and we want to give it a squeegee. That's it. We're squeegeeing and unsqueegeeing. So if you can think about just squeegeeing that spine, I'm just going to talk about just the sides for a second before you go down. All right. That's the whole idea of T-Tapp Twist. So again, coming back, really focusing. I personally love the visualization because, by the way, visualization absolutely works. It's very powerful. So I love the visualization of having a pole. I put a pole straight down my center. Okay, that's my spine. Yes, I do pole dancing. Not really, but I do spiral around my pole. So there's the pole. Hips are here, right? I'm just going to bring my arms up to see, because that's how you're going to get over. And I'm going to let my shoulders come over. Now, if my hips are level at the bottom, and now I'm turning my shoulders straight all the way to the side, what's happening to my vertebrae? It's going squeegee all the way up. Now, the reason that I love the pole is because so often what we'll do is we'll lean, or we'll lean back, or we'll do all these different things. The body does not like to squeegee straight like this, nor does it like to go right to the side, right? That's why when we do reach scoop, I'm always saying shoulder forward, because what does the body want to do? This. It will always do that. That's the path of least resistance. So this is why it's so brain body. You've got to be able to feel what's happening with the body as you're turning. You'll see that it will find every way to kick out of that, right? So that's why it's so important. Hips forward, shoulders to the side. Now, here's the next little for me tip. You want to always shift your weight into the side where those shoulders are. You shift the weight before you roll down. Why is that? Because the body takes path of least resistance. What does it want to do? It will do this, and it will shift the other way. And if it shifted the other way, I know you can't see my full body today. I should have probably gone out straight, but I just decided to do it right here at my computer. As that shifted out, what happens now? Now your spine is not straight like this, is it? Now it's like this. Now you'll get a little squeegee, but it's not right in alignment. You're not getting exactly what that move is meant to do, which is squeegee. Now we squeegee, okay, shoulders here, shift the weight over here so that that hip doesn't draw back. And then we figure out how in the heck we can slowly begin to roll down, keeping the shoulders straight to the side and hips as much as possible straight to the front. So now what's happening? Here's your squeegee, right? And now you're doing this. So now you are activating all of these muscles all the way up and all the way down. So that's what we play with the twist. So I just wanted to give you some of that. I have lots of different videos that you'll find over in our unit section of the T-Tapp Tips group of mine. So if you want more, do that. So T-Tapp Twist, yeah, it's so challenging. And quite frankly, even just doing the side stretches will give you so much. You don't really even have to do the down if you just can't seem to find your place. Also, I know that short torsos, typically our short torsos, especially if you're a real true short torso, tend to be larger breasted and have wider backs and shorter arms. So, and there's just not that much place to go down. I mean, you might only be able to and back up, which is still perfectly fine. That's going to be your point of perfection. But even just doing those twists, they work, because just think about it. How could they not? Visualizing a really short torso, right? And so those are the ladies that are out a little bit more like this, gorgeous, long, thin legs, right? If you want to cinch in here, You've got to get this engaged and the muscles shortened. You're trying to create your own shapewear. So if you always think about, I really want to cinch in here. What do I need to do? I need to squeegee, right? I need to inhale deep into my lungs. Exhale on the squeegee, draw it in. Inhale. Exhale, draw it in. You do those each day, really focusing. How could you not start to lose inches in here? It's almost impossible to not. So I think if you start to see that higher level, what's going on, and the best way to think about how do you get those results, that's a great way to do it. So I love that. Thanks, girls. Hey, Tammy and Andrea and Clara. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. So that's, T-Tapp twist. And what I want to say too is just don't make yourself crazy with it. Okay. I've seen people just get crazy with the twist, even just doing this. Sometimes I just like doing this. That works so beautifully. Or this one. We have lots of different ways to do the twist, but the idea is still the same. Okay, let's move on. The last move, and I have to tell you, I wasn't really thinking about this move until somebody mentioned it, and then a bunch of people mentioned it, and I went, yeah, that's a challenging move. And that is pulling the weeds. Oh yeah, pulling the weeds. Now you might have noticed that pulling the weeds was not in a lot of Teresa's videos, was it? But it was definitely in Basic Workout Plus. And all the years that I've been doing this, I see people hinge over, and here's what we do, right? We take the arms down and we pull them back. Back, 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 as opposed to up, up, up. So if you think about a scarecrow, just think scarecrow. It might be the easiest way to do it, okay? So scarecrow, I'm going to bring my shoulders down, but even here, we hunch, scarecrow, not back. The scarecrow is not hanging like this back. It's up. And for whatever reason, the brain has a hard time with that. It's so interesting. And it's to a person. Everybody that ever starts it does elbows back. So when you hinge over to that flat back, you drop the arms down, and I want you first to just think, okay, you're in that flat back position. Pull your shoulders back. You'll think about them up when they're there. So do it a few times. Go drop your shoulders, pull your shoulders up. Drop your shoulders so you connect to what that feels like. Shoulders up, and then slowly bring those elbows right out from the shoulder. See, not back, right out from the shoulder. And then you think ribs up when you come back. So you think, keep the shoulders engaged, and you go straight down. So we'll be playing with those a lot in our online live form tips class, so that everybody can really get a sense for themselves about how that feels and how to do it and what works best for your particular body. And that's really important. That's another missing piece, I think, that a lot of times people say, oh, I just can't do it because I hurt a shoulder and I can't do arm pumps, or, whatever it is. There are always modifications to allow you to still do the movements, even if you don't realize it. Those will be some of the things that we'll be going over. So how to become your own T-Tapp success? Well, I'm just going to say right off, there's number one. You got to do the workout. You just do. I wish we could put a DVD or a video or whatever under our pillow, and through osmosis, it would just come through. But that's just not it. So number one, you got to do it. And number two, try not to allow perfectionism to stop you. Right? It's like, well, I know I'm not doing it right, so I'm just not going to do it all. I'm going to put it away. I want to demyth the myth that if you do T-Tapp wrong, oh my goodness, you're going to bulk up your legs, or this is going to happen terrible, or you won't get any results. Because quite frankly, that's not true. If you're working it and doing it the best that you can, you're going to get results. The only way to not get results, there's one big way, and that is to simply not do it. Right? That's a great way to not get results. So you first just say, you know what? I really want to try it. I want to get results. And then the next thing is, all right, so where do I start? So thank you, Milia. She left me a question this morning. Just tell me where to start. I've had a baby. This is happening. That's happening. And there's just so much confusion. No confusion. Are you ready? you're going to start with Basic Workout Plus. Now, I have 2 class packages that are recorded that I recommend, just depending on who you are and where, how in depth, I'll just say that, you want to go. So the first thing that I did put together, it's called T-Tapp 101. Perfect, right? So I put together a class package, and every move in the 15-minute workout has its own video where I go over it in detail for all of those of you who want to be perfectionism and get it right, whether you've been doing the workout for a while and just aren't sure if you're doing it right, you just maybe not getting the results you're looking for, or if you are brand spanking new and you have no idea where to start, that's where you want to start. Because in each move, I do it with detail, and I give a lot of different modifications, and I slow it down. We love, love, love T-Tapp. Her stuff was amazing, but the original instructional and basic, they were filmed like 25, 30 years ago, okay? And the workout evolved past that. And way back when, Teresa was that much younger. And let's face it, the more days we have on the calendar, the more challenging it is to get our brains to really connect and focus, especially when we're watching, listening, and trying to put something in our body. So she went really, really fast. I know most of us had a really hard time following her. So I wanted to give you something that you could get and work with and really get it right, either from the beginning, or if you've been doing it, it's really great because you already kind of know the moves, you know the vocabulary, and we have a lot of it, don't we? And you can then go, oh, I didn't realize I could do it that way. So I highly recommend that one, and I'll leave links in here. They're also up in the welcome new members there. The second one then is I just recently filmed Just Basic Workout Plus. That's it. You can just get just that. Now, that 15-minute workout is 40 minutes long. I'm just saying. I'm letting you know now. So if you think that you're going to get in and do a 15-minute workout, in and out, boom, 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 that workout took 40 minutes. Why? Because we got to slow it down. If you want results and if you want to be able to focus brain to body and really get all the fascia stretches and all the juice out of these, you got to slow it down. So it's 40 minutes. Now, what happens if you don't have 40 minutes? Or what happens if, because it's pretty intense, I just have to tell you, because I really gave it all to you. I mean, I gave you all the fascia stretches and everything. So you might go, oh my gosh, Renee, I'm just starting. Maybe I don't have a lot of fitness level. I can only do 5 or 10 minutes. Perfect. Then you get in and you do 5 or 10 minutes. And you give yourself a big water break, lots of water. Pat yourself on the back. Yay, good for you. Do a hoedown here and there in the middle of the day, and you are good to go. The next day or the day after, come back in, and maybe if you did 5 minutes, maybe do 6 or 7 minutes. Don't start where you left off. You want to begin again with primary back stretch. Okay, I just wanted to mention that. I know a lot of people who wouldn't know about T-Tapp goes, okay, well, I ended there at Plies. Now I'm going to start at reach scoop. Ideally, you want to go right back to primary back stretch and continue to work through there. You stop here, next day you come back and you do it to here, to here, to here. Do you have to do it every day to get results? No, you don't. So let me quickly explain the whole idea behind boot camp. Boy, that sounds intense, doesn't it? I used to always call mine booty camp because boot camp is so intimidating. This isn't boot camp, but it is a nice little booty camp. So you can definitely get some results. All right. So what Teresa said was, if you are just starting or you haven't been doing it for a while and you want to come in and really kind of begin your workout again, best thing to do for best results is to start with what she called a boot camp. And that is doing a full, and I'll explain that in a second, workout, anywhere from 4 days in a row up to 14 days in a row. And she had it based on how many sizes that you want to lose. Okay, so if you wanted to lose a lot more sizes, you do it more days in a row. Now, what was the whole idea behind that? Well, the whole idea is that you begin to give yourself some muscle memory. You begin to put the workout back into the body, and that the body goes through what she called a physiologic I forgot what you even called it now, like plateau. I guess I'll call it that at day 3. Because you'll notice, like, first day, okay, you might be kind of cruising through. Yeah, that feels pretty good. I'm in good shape. Day 2, I'm a little tired, but I'm good. Day 3 is when you got to go, do I really have to put this thing in and watch it again? Yes. Day 3 can be challenging. If your day 3 isn't challenging, your day 4 might be. So it's kind of like day 3, day 4 is the challenge day. But that's where you really start to get the juice, is when it starts to feel a little bit challenging. So that's the whole idea between doing it 4 days in a row and then on. Usually after 4 days, day 5, day 6, day 7, you're pretty good physically. And then you might start to get a little tired, etc. When you get to the point where you get up and you're really like, oh God, I just cannot do it again, then you want to make it then an every other day. Okay, so don't overdo it, as long as you've gotten at least your 4 days in a row. Now, what's a full workout? Everybody wants an exact definition. And so here's what I can say. I can't give you the exact definition because we're all at different places in our fitness levels. But ideally, you want to do either the 15-minute workout or 40, or at least as much as you can do. Challenge yourself just a little bit. Or, of course, the total workout. If you're doing a more, you want to do the 20-minute more workout, okay? Doing it if you have a decent fitness level, okay, when that means like you're not, I can't stand more than 10 minutes, okay? That's a pretty low fitness level. But if you're like pretty healthy, you can, go about your day, then you want to try to at least get at least a 15-minute workout. You got to challenge yourself to get those results. Okay, so the more workout, 20 minutes. If you're doing healthy hormones, do the healthy hormones. That would be considered a full workout. Step away the inches. You know what? Step away the inches is just, it's just amazing to me, okay? Because really, it's fairly short. Yes, it's intense. You're working, you're using your upper body, but I have seen people get amazing results just doing step away and step into the max. The walking workouts absolutely work. And the good thing about them is once you kind of get yourself in the right alignment with your knees straight ahead, not way out to the side or whatever you're doing, okay, and you get the activation of the upper body, I mean, people get great results with it. So yeah, I'm going to say definitely you can use step away as well. Or you might want to go one basic, one step away, a basic and a step away. And that way you're not doing exactly the same thing, but you're still getting the T-Tapp technique. What else can you do during a boot camp? Well, you can do your regular walking. That's perfectly fine. The one thing that she recommended is during a boot camp, or at least for the first month if you're just starting T-Tapp, to not do any weight training. So Teresa never said don't weight train. That wasn't this blanket statement. What she said was, just for the first part, don't. And why is that? Because you're working the muscles in different ways. When you're doing T-Tapp, you're working full fiber from the origin to insertion. I know the other day I did the bicep curl, same kind of thing. You're using a weight. You're just cinching in here and opening. You're working just one muscle from here to here, okay? But you're shortening the muscle fiber and you're working one at a time, as opposed to full fiber working at least 5 muscles at a time. So it's kind of like you're working full fiber with this, and then you're not full fiber with the other. So it's just kind of confusing. You might not get the same kind of results. But once you get T-Tapp technique and you understand how to, lift your ribs and tailbone down and engage your abs and where you want those elbows to be, if you're doing chest press, that you're not dropping and lifting, all those kinds of things. Now you can go do your weight training, but now you're using T-Tapp technique, which will make it even more effective. So I hope that answers that question. All right. So again, T-Tapp Method 101 will teach you the moves. Basic Workout Plus is doing it 40 minutes straight through. The two of them together are great. Separately, they're great. You have to just kind of decide on your own personality, how much you feel that you need. But again, you just need to do it. So that's the best way to start to be your own success story. Now, the other question I get all the time is, okay, Renee, what move can I do that will give me the most amount of inch loss? Well, here's what I want to tell you for those of you, especially that are new. Those of you who have been doing it for a while know this already. Every move in the T-Tapp workout, okay, works at least 5 muscles at a time. And for the most part, they're all full body movements. So when you do a T-Tapp move, you are working just about every muscle. You're working your whole body in big movements, okay? And that's why pick a move, okay? Pick a move and just do it, but do it with as much muscle activation and as slowly as you can. You're going to get results. Now, I personally, for real spot reduction, if you will, I personally really like floor moves. I happen to love floor moves because I find that when you're on the ground, you can really focus on muscle activation, focus where you want to be, especially for waist to knees. So I personally like moves like the pretzel twist. I love Diva Derriere. We have Diva Derriere in units. There's a whole challenge series. Start with the first one. I did a video for every day adding on. Okay. I love the move that's also back there called the cramp and cry. Now, a lot of you probably have never heard of the cramp and cry. So I look and I see very few people ever doing the cramp and cry moves that are in those units. We called it cramp and cry because when I would do it in my class, I had, and actually her name is Janet Mayer. She's actually also a T-Tapp trainer. And she started doing T-Tapp with me. And when she would do this, she called it the cramp and cry, which I just loved it. So we named it that. But it's really, I don't even know what video it's in. It's probably on Hit the Floor Harder, Hit the Floor, I think it's in, where you're on the ground, your knees are bent, and you're doing like a bridge where you're lifting your tail. And you lift the tail, keep the knees there. You squeeze the knees together and open, drop, lift, squeeze knees. And I want to tell you, if you want to lose in your side saddles and your fanny, that's a great one to do too. For standing, you know what? We've got balance, a balance challenge back there in the units. Balance is core training. Core training is core training. And it's really functional. And when you go slowly, you're going to tighten and tone everything as well. So you know what? Pick a move, really. Decide what part of your body, if there's something specifically you want to do, pick that move and just focus on it. That's really going to be the best way, in my opinion, to get those kinds of results. Arms. People give me arms. Yeah, arms. What arm movement, Renee? Well, you know what? Do T-Tapp. If you're doing T-Tapp and you're doing it with me, look, you're pressing, pushing, pressing, pulling back. You're using those arms. If you're doing the box with me and you're pulling up and you're pressing, you're using those arms. And yes, there's a whole arm series as well. But just doing T-Tapp, you're going to get amazing arms. I'm just saying. So these are all the ways that you can get to be your best success story. Now, can you just T-Tapp and not do anything else and lose 2 sizes in 4 weeks? Well, here's what I can tell you. There have been people who have done it. A lot of people. Shocks me, quite frankly. I mean, I'm shocked. Every year I would go to the 60-day challenge, to the retreat, and people would get up and their stories would absolutely blow me away. I mean, I can't even really explain it, to be really honest with you. But is that everyone? I wish I could tell you it was, but I really hate setting people up for expectations. And then when the expectation isn't met, you know what people say to me? What did I do wrong? You set yourself up and then you blame yourself. I must not be doing it right. I'm doing it wrong. And it's all that self-flagellation, and that doesn't help. And it doesn't mean that's true. Okay. Why do some people lose and others don't? You know, I guarantee you, when I would go to the retreats and I would watch people, I got to tell you, you know, I didn't get it. I would watch them. I'm not telling you, in all honesty, I thought they all had this perfect form. They didn't. But maybe they were going from completely not moving to just doing some T-Tapp, and just that amount, getting everything moving, beginning to move the lymphatic system, beginning to hydrate the fascia just through moving. You start to hydrate that fascia and move. If you haven't moved for a long time, you start moving, you're going to start to reduce inflammation. Your lymph system's going to start to pump. And when your inflammation goes down and the lymph system starts to pump, you're pumping out toxins, you can start to lose. You can lose a lot of fluid. I've seen people tell me how much fluid they lose when they just start doing this. You'll notice why, because you just start going and running to the bathroom all the time. But those can be some of the reasons. So if you don't know, it doesn't mean you're, not doing it right. You might have to stay in there. One of the things I've also noticed is for some people, they first have to get healthy before the body's ready to drop that weight. And what does that mean? Healthy. Well, just what we're talking about. Begin to hydrate the fascia. Get some movement going on. Begin to get a sense of what's happening in the body. Begin to get some lymphatic pumping going so that you start to release some toxins. Let's talk real quickly too about the brain and sleep. How many of you, and I want you to post this for me if you're here. I hope somebody said I'm frozen. I hope I'm not frozen to everybody. Looks good to me, so you never know. If you can go ahead and put a Y down here, how many of you get at least 7 hours of sleep? Right? As women, it's really hard to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, but that's what they say we need. Now, we need that for so many reasons, but one of the reasons is that you have to have that deep REM sleep in order for the brain to clear itself out of the toxins, okay? So if you're not sleeping, you're not getting the benefits of that. And it's another place where we're not healthy. It also doesn't allow our nervous system to settle down. When the nervous system is up, the cortisol levels are up. Cortisol and insulin have this relationship, which means when you're not sleeping, you become more insulin resistant, which means your cells aren't able to get that sugar in there, right? And when the sugar's not in there, you can't get it in there. Now your blood sugar levels start to go up, and then you get pre-diabetic, etc. And then it's really hard to lose in the belly. Sleep is critical, you guys. It's essential. You know what else is critical? Relaxation. Yes, you guys are taking care of everybody right now, aren't you? For so many people, they're like, oh, yes, I'm just, sheltering in place and I have so much time and I'm watching this and I'm watching that. I'm doing my gardening. Yeah, if you're there by yourself with no children to take care of and a family and everything else, for the rest of us, you're probably busier than anything, taking care of everybody else with no time. It's so critical that you take yourself away in however you can and relax that nervous system. This is where the general somatic classes are so helpful, where you can maybe put a sign on the door, stay away, give my mama a chance to just relax on the ground, relax and release. So that's really helpful. So somebody, and I'm sorry, I don't know who it is, says 2 to 4 hours, right? And listen, I know sometimes we just get insomnia. We have to do whatever we can to get that sleep. 2 to 4 hours is not enough. And it can affect your weight loss. It's just the way it is, along with brain function. You know that already. I know that, but I just needed to mention that. Nutrition, there's so many different nutrition plans. It's powerful, you guys. You got to dial your nutrition in. Got to dial it in. My two big things without going, are we going to go plant-based? Are we going to go keto? Is it too fat, low fat, hard fat? I'm not going to get into all that. It's so individual. But here are two things that it does matter. Number one, get the sugar out in all its different forms. Glucose, sucrose, malt sugar syrup, rice sugar syrup, all multidextrin, all the different names of sugar. Get them out of there and really eliminate as much as possible those omega-6 oils, okay? They're inflammatory. We've got to get that inflammation down, girls. And if you're having trouble losing weight, most likely you've got some inflammation going on in the body. It's huge. And diabetes, pre-diabetes is also a metabolic inflammatory condition. All right. What are those oils? Soybean oil, corn oil, high fructose corn oil, of course, safflower oil, sunflower oil. I'm going to tell you the big one, canola oil. get the canola oil out. And I know it's in everything. You got to really read the labels, but it can make the difference for you, especially if you're dealing with any autoimmune, any diabetes, any of these issues. You got to get it out of there. Eat whole, real food, and then you won't have to worry about it. Somebody did ask me, is olive oil one of those? No, it's a monounsaturated. Olive oil is good. All right, I know that's a lot of, I've talked a lot, haven't I? All that to say, these are all the ways that you can be your own T-Tapp success story. Now, I also want to mention, of course, you know, I have my new live online form tips, personal coaching. We're going to be getting this on Monday. And I highly recommend for those of you who are just like, I've been doing it, I can't get results, I don't know what's going on. For those of you who say, I just don't know if I'm doing it right, I just don't feel anything, I don't sweat when I do T-Tapp. Really? Those are always my challenge words. You're not sweating? Well, you come on and work out with me, and I'm going to make sure that you do get those kinds of results. So just take a look at it. How is it going to work? Well, I really wanted to be able to give you all some times. I know my morning class for most of you is just not the right time. I get that. So that's why I'm doing one class at 12:30 p.m. Now it's Eastern Standard Time. Adjust for your time zone. I did it at 12:30 so that my West Coast people, if you're in the United States, it's 9:30, okay? 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. I don't know where you are in the world. Hopefully 12:30 will be a more attractive time. And then I'm doing it again at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. So it's 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hopefully somewhere one of those two times you'll be able to do it. You don't have to tell me when you register which class. You don't have to do the same time each day. Perhaps on Tuesday you can do the 12:30 and Wednesday you can do the 8. You can switch around. Each day we're going to do 2 to 3 moves in the 15 minutes, okay? So that we can really take time and focus. And I'm going to be teaching it, and then we're going to watch each person who needs some help. You're going to get some personal help from me. Somebody asked, how long are these sessions going to be? Now, honestly, I don't know. I'm going to try to keep them to an hour, but I'm not going to keep something to an hour if there's still some people that need help. I'll stay on as long as I need to. Okay, so I don't want you to worry about that. And you know what I found is, even if I'm working more with one person, pretty much what one person needs, everybody does. So, you know, we'll all be doing it, even if I'm just working out with one. You'll be all borrowing those benefits and learning from each other. And number two, the other thing I really want to say is, I've had some people go, oh, Renee, I'm uncomfortable in front of a camera. I'm kind of nervous. And I just want to say, you guys know me, please, you know, don't be. You know, this is going to be just a beautiful time for you. I am not judgmental, okay? I'm not going to look at you and judge you. And trust me, the other people that are there, nobody is watching you with judgment. They really aren't. We're all going to be there to help ourselves. People are going to come on so that they can get their own help and that we can build this beautiful community. T-Tapp is a community of the most supportive women I've ever seen. In this group, have you ever seen a snarky comment? There's never even been a snarky comment in my group, and I've had it up for probably 9 years, okay? And that's not because I take anything down. I've never had to. We are supportive of each other. We're all in this whole thing together, right? So there's no judgment. Please don't feel that way. And if you still want to come on, and even like the first couple days, you just don't want those cameras on, that's okay. You can still get benefit from watching me help everybody else. I'm certainly not going to make anybody put their camera on, but I am going to just let you know, I hope that you'll be comfortable with that. All right. All right. I have been going on and on for a long time, haven't I? For 43 minutes, as we know we can. So I hope that I gave you some good information and shared. If you have any questions about anything that I've talked about here, anything you'd like for me to come on and do on a live stream, by the way, I committed myself. I said, you know, Renee, it's time to just put this on the calendar. And so it is on my calendar in pen, and that is on Mondays at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm committed to come on and doing a live stream for our group. And so any questions that you get, any comments, anything you'd like me to go over, those will all be fodder for the Monday live stream. So just wanted you to let you guys know that. So you'll be seeing that. And if you have any other any questions about the live coaching, you know I'm here. You can DM me. If you want to make it more personal, I'll be answering all those. All right, let me just see if there's anything else. Some people lost sound. I'm so sorry. I hope it came back up again. And yeah, that could be nasty. Anyway, thank you, Sally. I'm so glad. And James Knight came. Oh my goodness. James Knight is my mentor for gentle somatic yoga. He is an amazing human being and a tremendous teacher. So blessings and kisses. So good to see you here. All right, you guys. Thank you again so much for coming on. I love you all. Go be safe. Stay healthy. Stay happy. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.